Hello people, it's Stacy again. I'm making a new video of kind of like a little topic that I read on one of the forums that I'm on or something like that, that I was kind of interested in going over. And while I do know it's a little bit of a controversial debate on things along those lines, but why do some people believe that you have to be younger, like um like really young, and realize that you're trans, and if you weren't, then you're not trans? Well, I I knew from really early on that I was trans. Like 5 years old was when I first started noticing things. Um, but I still do feel like I should be more than capable of saying something about the whole thing. And I don't know, I just feel like it would be something that would be good to make a good video of. And pretty much the way I see it is that um, it's not really like the way I like to put it. It was never a choice for me. It's not like I just woke up one morning and I was like, you know what? Today I'm gonna be trans. That's what I want. I want to go through all the ridicule and hatred and all that other stuff. That's my dream. That's what I've always wanted, and that's what I want to look forward to. So I always say that being trans is and never will be. I mean, will never be a choice. You don't choose to be transgender, and if you did choose to be transgender, then you do need to take your time and think about it. It's not like you can't choose to be transgender like you're choosing what outfit you're going to wear or what you're going to eat tonight, anything along those lines. That's not how it works. Having gender dysphoria is actually, it's for most people, it's a pretty socially crippling feeling of going through life wrong and not feeling like, even when you are accepted, that you just have the back of your head that you're not accepting yourself. And pretty much by what I in my opinion, if if it did take you a lot longer to decide that you were trans, or you were born in a later generation where transgender and those issues were looked at as taboo. I'm not saying that it's not still looked that way, because I get to deal with it all the time. But it's just, it's different situations. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. I'm intersexed. It went so far as to nobody even told me about it until I reached 16 years old. So that's how taboo it was. Only a few years ago, 90s. I was 5 years old in 96, and it was taboo to talk about it. Nobody wanted to mention about it. The only things that you ever heard about it were jokes and crude things said about it and things like that. It wasn't something that people thought of as being accepting, which was very hard for people growing up back in older generations and everything like that, because it was only worse the farther you get back. It's not like it's ever been easy to be transgender. That's the reason why I point out that being transgender is not a choice. And like I try to stress this as much as I can with anybody that I'm around, that I ever speak with that's transgender or just coming out as transgender, is I like to point out the simple fact that if you're choosing to do this, then please take a step back, think about it, find out if it's really who you are, if it's something that you have been dealing with, even if you didn't realize it for a long time. Just make sure that it's not a choice. Make sure that it actually that it's something that you have to do. Because there's different types of transgender people. There's the people like me who pretty much I wake up every day only for the reason to transition. That's my only goal. I've completely put the rest of my life on hold. Don't care about it at all. I haven't spoke to people other than the people that I work with for months now. I just, the only thing I care about is going to work, making money, getting everything settled, going to my doctor's appointments, getting my hormones, and making sure that everything's going nice and smoothly, and that I don't get overwhelmed and just go crazy. Because it's really like something that I've been dealing with for so long that it's just not even, it's not fun for me anymore. It was never fun to begin with. I mean, growing up, I've had literally, it started off from me trying to secretly think that everybody felt the same way as me, and that all I had to do was slide it into the correct conversation, and then I'll have other people that jumped out and like, oh, I feel this way too. And that never happened, which led me to realize that I was different than everybody else, and that I had, like, I almost thought something was wrong with me. And it invoked panic attacks, severe anxiety, and almost like uh, I wasn't happy or anything like that. And I couldn't be happy. I couldn't feel that feeling because I was wrong. I knew I was wrong from a very young age. And I mean, the panic attacks lasted for me for years. Even when I turned 16 and I first found out that I was actually intersex, and that actually made things a lot worse. Definitely didn't make it better. And it took me half of my life that I've lived, so more than half of my life that I've lived so far, to actually go from knowing that I am who I am to being able to tell everybody that I am that, and then working towards that goal. And people tend to not understand that all that well, and so you tend to lose friends and things like that. That's the reason why I say, look, if you're older and just out of pretty much nowhere, you just somehow came to the conclusion that you are trans, I am not disputing the legitimacy of your claims. If you're transgender, you're transgender. That's, like I said, there's different different types of transgender people. It's not just one group of people. As long as you don't call me a hermaphrodite, I mean, I'm sorry, I am one. As long as you don't call me a transvestite, you're pretty much in my okay book. Well, that and a tranny. I'm neither of those, and I hate those names. Anybody who actually knows, that's for a straight male that likes to dress up in skimpy women's clothing and get sexual pleasure out of it. If you call me a transvestite, I'm probably going to slap you. But But anyways, it's something that I like to point out. I know sometimes people get mad about the fact that I point it out, but if you did go through half your life with no feelings of gender dysphoria or anything like that, and then you're hitting your 30s, or your 20s, 30s, and things like that, and you're just realizing that you're trans, I'm not disputing that legitimacy. It's totally possible. I mean, you could have known, but you just didn't know. But still, if you came to the decision as a choice, you really do need to think it through. It's not something that's, I don't do this because I enjoy it. No, if I could go my life without transitioning and live as a cis person, which is impossible for an intersex person, no matter which way you look, I would, in a heartbeat. It wouldn't even be a question in my mind. But I can't. I can't do that. I would not be able to live with that fact. I would literally not be able to. And that's just what I'm pointing out. if you chose to be transgender, then you need to actually think about it. And I will say this as many times as it has to be said. Being transgender is not a choice. You didn't wake up one morning just like you chose to wear that black shirt or comb your hair a certain way or wear those earrings or paint your nails a certain way. Or on the men's side that you just wanted to, I don't know, wear a tank top with shredded things or whatever it is. I don't know. I don't want to be offensive here or anything. If you just chose one day to do that, then you really do need to think about it. And I mean, everybody that goes through transition and things like that, I would hope that you would go through the processes that we go through, making sure that going into your therapist, talking to therapists, and making sure, and going to doctors, and making sure that you're healthy enough to take the hormones. Take that seriously. I had a blood clot because I decided not to when I was 19. That caused me to go the rest of the past 5.5 years, almost 6, without being able to be on hormones because I had a blood clot. So just remember, it's not a choice. But I believe exactly how, I don't even know how to say it. But anyways, my time's pretty much coming up now. I do appreciate you guys watching, and I hope to make more videos later on. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Please say whatever you'd like on the bottom. Okay, have a good day. Bye.